Hey, what's your name?
Keith Newstead, hello.
Hello. And Keith, what do you make?
Automata.
And how would you describe your automata?
An automata is a machine that reflects human or animal life, I might say, rather than kinetic, which is more abstract.
Right. And how many years have you been making work like this?
Now, 32.
And how'd you get your start?
I got my start. I saw a TV program by a guy who was restoring an old automata, and I thought I just went off and made one. It was successful. It worked. That was the success part.
Success is important in that process. Yeah.
And then there was a shop called Cabaret Mechanical Theater in Covent Garden, which I found by accident when I was a dispatch rider at the time.
Yeah.
Went there. Spoke to the woman, Sue Jackson, took a piece in, started selling. First one sold in a few days, so I saw the opportunity for a career.
Nice. And what was your early shop like? Was it just a room in your house? Or
my early workshop was like a box room with really bad tools, completely adequate for what I was trying to do, but I didn't know anything. I was a complete novice, so
right.
Yeah, it was a learning process.
So now, all these years later, now how do you market your work?
Mainly through my website. That's the vast majority. Museums, donation boxes. I do a lot of donation boxes for museums, and so they travel around other museums and see the donation boxes, or they see them on my website.
Yeah. And are there any special tricks in terms of building things to last as a collection box?
Yeah, using not using brass and brass together, which I've discovered because it snags up. So stainless steel and brass rods and bearings wherever possible, nylon bearings or steel bearings. Just cutting down all stress and friction, anything that's likely to snag up or wear out in the long run.
And so you've been making a living at this for how many years now? 30?
Same time as I've been, minus a year for getting going. So full time.
That's great. And here in your shop, everything's right here. I see your painting department right there.
Everything. Yeah, I can more or less put my hands on anything without moving my bottom too much.
Yes, very nice.
As I say, I call it a limited palette. I've got a kind of list of materials I use, a list of woods I like to use, the metal, and then the tools, but nothing, it's all simple. Mainly because my memory is shot and I need to remember what to order.
Right. Is there any tool that you'd like to learn how to use, or any kind of expertise you'd like to have?
After talking to you, I think I might drag the MIG welder out and have another attempt at that.
Another go at that?
Yeah. I never got on with the mask. It was like
the darkening mask.
Yeah. I was just like, everything went dark at the point I wanted to see most. I found it really frustrating.
That's usually me just fumbling around in the dark anyway. So, And so, commission-wise, how does that work for you? So, someone calls you up and says, "I have a project," and then how do you start the idea process for that?
I usually start with a drawing, a rough drawing of possible ideas, and then refine the drawing. If they like the drawing, what I try and do is, because the drawings are usually quite free, I just draw them straight out, no pencil, just on a piece of paper.
Right.
I try and always remember to do the drawing half scale, and then I just get it blown up at the photocopies twice scale, and then use that as my blueprint. Keep everything to the drawing as much as possible.
Right. And do you typically charge for your first drawing?
If I think the job looks like it's really going to go ahead, probably no, I include that. It depends. If it kind of sounds like a punt, then I'll just charge for the drawing.
Yeah. And then do you get paid only on completion, or do you get paid some money up front?
No, what I do is finish it, take a video, send the video, and then say, "No, you need to pay me," and then once I'm paid, I'll deliver it. So,
got it. And how many museums have you done work for?
Probably 15, maybe.
That's fantastic.
15 or 20. some of them were years and years ago, and I wonder, are they still actually working? They've been put in a store, and I get something on my website saying, "Oh, I saw your machine in so and so museum," and I write back saying, "Is it still working?" Yeah. So yeah, I think the oldest one's been going probably about 15 years now, and I hadn't had to fix it, and I presume no one's fixed it because museums don't tend to like fixing things. So yeah, that's good. That's better than buying a new car or a washing machine.
Yeah. Any kind of dream projects you'd like to have? You'd like to work on?
No, because every time everything's different, so I never get time to think. I finish one job and the next one's in, and then that's a completely different thing. So I don't have much time to fantasize. So.
Right. You want to tell me really quickly about this piece that's on the bench?
Yeah, this is for some people that market this really good device, which is a lift for disabled people. So instead of having a stair ramp, it is actually the stairs and a ramp combined. So in its stair mode, it's like that, and then the person in the wheelchair comes along, presses a button, the stairs turn into a flat platform. They wheel on a wheelchair, press another button, lifts. Oh, sorry, no, that's the point. They don't want to press the button. Hang on. Right, they wheel on, they press the button, and then they get lifted up to this level, wheel themselves off, and then as they're coming off, I think there's a sensor that notices they've gone, and then it resets itself, goes back down, and then resets itself into the stairs, and then it's just acting as a normal staircase.
Yeah, it's like a classic salesman's model.
Yeah,
in a way, right?
And it's done in a sort of humorous style. The actual product is very slick and finished.
I'm sure, right.
I'm doing it in the style of William Heath Robinson. He used to invent these really weird machines and involved bits of broomstick and sticks and string, lots of string. So just to make a sort of more of a feature of it rather than just a straight copy of the actual thing, which seems a bit pointless because people that go to the trade shows will see the actual thing there. So and this also gives them the chance to actually turn the handle and kind of get a feel of how it works.
Oh yeah,
because,
this will bring them into the booth.
When you see the video, you think, yeah, how does that work? It's amazing. There's actually some legs that are going to be put in here, and on the actual thing, it's got a kind of a linear motor which pushes down on the legs, which is how they get the up and down movement. Right. And then the wheels, you don't see the wheels in the actual product, they're under here, and that's for the sliding along when it turns back into the stairs.
And this is the figure here in the box?
Yeah, this is going to be, they're kind of like lab technicians, so he's going to be sitting on top of a platform drawing like that. So, just drawing a circle because that's the easiest thing to do. Disguised as a gear wheel. Yeah. And then there's some more figures here. This is going to be the guy actually sitting on here, and he's going to be wearing a crash helmet. Whoops! With the circle with the black and yellow crosshair. All right. And then on his lap he's going to have a cat who was going to be having another crash helmet. But then I decided they were too similar, so the cat's going to be having a hard hat instead.
Oh, nice. Very nice, yeah.
So,
safety first.
As the lift turns from a flat platform to steps, obviously everything moves, and he's kind of trying to stop the cat falling off, so that's the joke. And then there'll be another figure here, just to fill up the space. There'll probably be like turning a big handle, giving it all motive power. Yeah.
But I really like the sense of humor in your work too. It seems like there's always a bit somewhere in there that's trying to make you laugh rather than make someone else laugh.
Yeah, it's good if I keep happy, and also there seems to be a bit of a barrier with people in Automata. They never know what to make of it. Is it art? Is it craft? Is it So if you make them laugh, then they can accept it more. Oh, it's funny. I like it. And then they can start thinking. Yeah. Rather than saying, "What the hell's that?"
Yeah, I don't know what to think about it.
Don't like
serious art.
I'm not going to commit myself. Right. So yeah, humor's good.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it,
Okay.
and it's been great meeting you.
Good.
Talk
Thank
to
you.
soon. Bye.
Bye.
Gear wheels, the wire, because it is pretty. We used to run, every kid had a gun, a cap gun, and we used to run around all day shooting each other.
Right. Now you get shot.
And then all the
Museum?
Oh yeah, well.
Or not the museum.
In the shower?
All aboard for the Cornish Cultural Triangle Tour. Newlyn's our first port of call. It's the home of Laura Knight. Her nude will shock the art world. Next stop, St Ives, and the studio of Barbara Hepworth. She seems to be a little tied up at the moment. Finally, we arrive back in Falmouth for a visit with Grace Gardner. She gets some of her best ideas in bed. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Oh, do shut up.
And it's all women lounges as well. Which is nice.
Finally, we arrived back in Falmouth for a visit with Grace
Got a
Gardner.
lot of Grace's work in the
She gets some of her best ideas in bed. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Oh, do shut up.